This pub near Greenwich University in London used to be a grungy student bar called the Auctioneer. But the owners have noticed that students don't seem to be behaving much like students anymore. They're drinking less and they're studying more.
We've decided to change the pub from the Auctioneer, which was a screen pub, to attract more of the wider community in the area, so to get tourists and families and office workers in rather than just be focused on students. I think students are changing the way that they behave. I think they're much more conscious about how much debt they're going to come out of at the end of university, and I also think with the changing of fees, a lot of people are a lot more serious about going to university instead of just going to have a good time. And that obviously cascades down to their spending habits.
But it's not just about alcohol. Academics and students say there is a new mood of seriousness on campuses like this one. Students are coping with higher fees and a brutal jobs market by demanding more, both of themselves and of their universities.
I want to make sure that everything is as good as it possibly can be. For instance, the university is offering additional services. I'll make sure I'll take them. If a lecturer's not up to standard, I will tell them that, because at the end of the day I am a customer and with quite a high value ticket item, and if it's not perfect then it needs to be.
Students say their lifestyles are also being shaped by their lack of money. Of course, students have always been broke, but these days the maintenance loans they receive often barely cover their rents. Liam's loan for the first term was £2,006. His rent was £2,000. He says he shops in Lidl and bulk buys things on offer that he can put in his freezer. Even so, he doesn't have a lot of money left over for partying.
I kind of anticipated going out every week and getting drunk, but that's kind of not really materialised. I mean, it was only last night that I went clubbing for the first time since Freshers' Week, which was now a good 8 weeks ago. I do go out and drink in the student union bar, but there's times where I literally buy one drink because that's all I can really afford at times. So I tend to find other ways to have fun and avoid spending money.
David Ellis edits studentmoneysaver.co.uk, a website that offers money-saving tips to students. He says their higher debts and their constrained budgets are changing the way they think about money.
More people need everyday discounts, so a lot of free stuff is always handy because it's not just the people at the very bottom anymore who are struggling. There's a huge sort of breadth of people in the middle that also need all of that. Previous generations would be like, oh, you know what, I overpaid by a couple of pounds, that doesn't really matter, whereas people now are like, where can I save money and can I do it on everything?
Britain's economy is finally starting to recover, but the financial pressures on students seem unlikely to abate anytime soon. And that means more and more student bars around the country might start to look a little bit like this one. Sarah O'Connor, Financial Times, London.